So I once again want to revisit the art account of Kyle. This is an artist who has made a very big following using anime-styled artwork featuring dark humor. Now, they have been in controversy many times, and they have found themselves once again in the spotlight of controversy based on one of their recent jokes. And I have to say, for artists, Kyle has one of the greatest engagement cycles you will find not only in the art community, but on Twitter as a whole. Every time they post one of their jokes, they get 1 to 200,000 likes from people who appreciate the dark humor and their anime-styled comics. And then you also have a lot of people who are offended by their messages and their jokes, and they try to virtue signal by quote retweeting their art, which of course, in turn, just generates more interactions and more attention on their artwork and their account as a whole. And they have had immense levels of success following this formula, and also it's become very clear that Kyle does not care about the backlash. They have never apologized, they have never taken down a post, despite even thousands or tens of thousands of people attacking them. They have stayed the course and just continued to post more art and dark humor. And here is the latest joke that has landed them in hot water on Twitter. It is a joke featuring Doki Doki Literature Club characters. For context here, you have Sayori saying April Fools with a gun behind her and bullet holes all over the classroom, with Monica hiding under the desk. Now, this is a bit of the role reversal of the characters from this game. Spoiler alerts, I know it's 2024, but in case you haven't played Doki Doki Literature Club, in the story, Monica controls the narrative, and out of jealousy and insecurity, she has Sayori off herself. And of course, this is a reversal of what happens in the story, and it's also based on this Reddit post from way back many years ago, where they're saying Sayori shooting up the school in DDLC as a short mod with some edgy humor. This is all the context you need to understand this joke. It's not just a simple school shooting joke. There is actual relevance to the plot and also this former Reddit post. However, people were very offended. In fact, thousands of people would quote this piece of artwork. You have an example here saying, "That's a school shooting joke of my comfort character." Now, calling Sayori from DDLC your comfort character is a very concerning statement, because after all, this is a character that offs themselves very early on into this game, and really any character from DDLC should not be your comfort character. I am very sure that the creators of this game did not intend for any of these characters to be your comfort character, and I think posts like this reflect people who are outraged by this post, and they're looking for a reason to complain about it, even though they haven't engaged with the content in any sort of a meaningful way, because if they knew about these characters, they would know how outrageous statements like this would be. While continuing, you have another post here saying, "School shootings are not funny, not even on April Fools. You should be ashamed of yourself," with 23,000 likes on this post. Here's another one saying, "Normally I am fine with dark humor, but this crosses an effing line that should never be crossed. Go F yourself, you insensitive asshole." Now, this is, of course, very ironic. If you support or are fine with dark humor, you can't draw lines in the sand where you say one form of dark humor about human tragedy is okay, but another form of dark humor about human tragedy is not okay because it personally offends me. That's what people are doing right here with posts like this. They're saying some things that they support or jokes from people they support are fine, but dark jokes from people they don't support are somehow out of bounds, even within the realm of dark humor. Now, you see a lot of people making comments like this, saying all the people complaining about this when they see a 9/11 joke with Patrick laughing here. And that's very true. On Twitter, you can make a 9/11 joke and you will receive very little backlash for a dark joke like that based on a real-life human tragedy where thousands of people lost their lives. Basically the same, opposite sides of the same coin when it comes to the jokes that are being made with Kyle's art here, but people are going to pick and choose what they claim is offensive and what they claim is okay under certain circumstances. But moving forward, here's a similar comment saying, This just in, the generation that constantly makes jokes about doxing, death threats, 9/11, and of course Epstein himself, has now deemed school shooting jokes to be taboo because suddenly things got too close to home once again, also proving the fact these are minors in school. Of course, if you post that you like any anime girl on Twitter, you're going to be hit with these Epstein jokes. You know, people comparing people liking anime characters to Epstein, who literally ran an entire island dedicated to sex trafficking children. They like making jokes, in quotes, jokes like that, but then they get offended by something that Kyle posts, which is honestly a lot less offensive than jokes like that. Here's some more jokes saying, just want to remind you that this dude is a pedo. So they are angry about, them apparently minimalizing the effects of school shootings, but then they're going to water down the term pedophilia with no evidence of Kyle being any of those things, just because they're angry about the dark jokes that they're making. Here's another one saying, haha, funny school shooting joke. Did you guys laugh? With a video of low tier God telling you to game end yourself. So if you're offended by the potential human tragedy being discussed in this art, why are you then making a post telling people to game end themselves? It's very, very strange and ironic. And here's another one saying, everyone watching Kyle get publicly executed live. Wow, that's very interesting. Again, if you're upset about human tragedy in this situation, it seems very odd to, of course, then hope for harm to be inflicted on them in real life. But here's really the post that sums it all up. This quote saying, bro makes a really dark joke. Instead of blocking virtue signaling sea bags, quote tweet his effing art, letting the virtue just flow, reiterating just how much they hate the dude. This platform is a clown world. Jesus, you MFs literally gave him traffic, you dumb C words. Now, of course, that is the exact formula that artists like Kyle have been profiting on for a long time. Every single time you complain about their art, you are only promoting it. You are only reinforcing what they're doing. You are encouraging them to keep making more controversial art and jokes because not only will their fan base like it, but also haters will come in and spread the message even further, increasing their traffic and increasing the amount of money they make. People who are complaining about art like this instead of blocking the artist are simply making them more profitable. And that's the ultimate irony in this situation. And it's always funny to see people, once again, committing these actions over and over again because they just love the juicy clout that comes with attacking artists like Kyle on Twitter.